In one of the coldest, most remote places on Earth, something is happening that no one can fully explain. Huge craters, some over 100 feet wide, are appearing out of nowhere in the Siberian tundra. There are no witnesses, no warning. And when researchers arrive, they find something disturbing: torn up earth, massive debris fields, and at the bottom of the craters, signs of an explosion. Did a meteorite strike? Was it a secret weapons test? Or is something happening deep beneath the surface of the Earth, something that could pose a global threat? The search for answers led to a chilling discovery, one that could reshape our future. The mystery began in 2014, when a team of helicopter pilots flying over the Yamal Peninsula, a frozen, uninhabited region of Siberia, spotted something that shouldn't have been there: a giant hole in the ground. It was perfectly circular, with steep walls leading straight down into darkness. The edges of the crater were jagged and raw, as if something had exploded from beneath the surface. Russian scientists were baffled. There were no earthquakes, no meteorites, and no record of any mining operations in the area. Then, more craters started appearing. First 2, then 10, then dozens. Whatever was happening, it wasn't an accident. The first theory was the most obvious: a meteorite impact. After all, Siberia had seen massive space collisions before. The 1908 Tunguska event, for example, flattened 800 square miles of forest when a space rock exploded in midair. But there was a problem. Meteor craters usually have shattered rock, melted debris, and signs of extreme heat. These craters had none of that. Instead, the ground looked like it had been blown outward, not compressed inward, the opposite of what happens in a meteor strike. That meant whatever created these craters came from inside the Earth. Some speculated the craters were the result of underground weapons testing. After all, Russia has a long history of secretive experiments, especially in remote regions like Siberia. Could these be the remnants of failed missile tests? Underground explosions gone wrong? Some even suggested a new type of plasma weapon, an advanced military experiment capable of vaporizing underground material. But this theory had one major flaw. There were no traces of radiation, no blast signatures, and no seismic activity, things that always accompany weapons testing. Whatever caused the craters wasn't man-made. At first, some geologists thought this might be a case of rare volcanic activity. In some places, superheated gas and magma can force their way to the surface, creating craters similar to volcanic vents. But there was one huge problem. There are no volcanoes in this part of Siberia. None. In fact, this land has been geologically stable for millions of years. So if it wasn't a meteor, a weapon, or a volcano, what was powerful enough to rip open the ground itself? When Russian geologists finally reached the craters, they made a chilling discovery. The walls of the craters weren't just blown apart, they were lined with ice. And at the bottom, they detected something even more disturbing: trapped methane gas. This led to a new shocking hypothesis. These craters were not caused by anything hitting the Earth, but by something escaping from it. Beneath Siberia's frozen surface lies something called permafrost, a layer of permanently frozen soil that has been undisturbed for thousands of years. But inside that permafrost is a ticking time bomb: trapped methane, one of the most powerful greenhouse gases on the planet. As global temperatures rise, this permafrost is beginning to thaw. And when it does, the methane inside is released. In some cases, the gas builds up underground until the pressure becomes too great, and the Earth explodes. That's exactly what happened in the Yamal Peninsula. A massive underground methane deposit, once frozen in place, suddenly expanded, causing the ground to crack open and violently explode outward. This wasn't a one-time event. Scientists believe there could be hundreds of these methane pockets just waiting to burst. And here's the scariest part. Methane is 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. If enough of it is released, it could trigger a feedback loop, accelerating climate change at an unstoppable rate. Since 2014, at least 17 major craters have been found in Siberia, and researchers believe many more exist that haven't been discovered yet. And as temperatures continue to rise, these explosions may only become more frequent. But there's another, even more terrifying side effect of this thawing permafrost: ancient microbes. Because, permafrost isn't just frozen dirt, It's actually a biological time capsule. In 2016, a mysterious anthrax outbreak swept through a reindeer herd in Siberia. Thousands of animals died, and dozens of people were hospitalized. The source? Just a single reindeer carcass infected with anthrax that had thawed from the permafrost after being frozen for 75 years. That event honestly was a real wake-up call. Since then, scientists have recovered prehistoric viruses, some over 48,000 years old, from thawed permafrost. And these aren't fossilized remains. In lab conditions, some of them have actually come back to life. One of the most concerning finds? A virus nicknamed Pathovirus sibericum, frozen for 30,000 years, and, well, still infectious to certain cells. Experts now worry that as more ice melts, even older and, frankly, more dangerous pathogens could be released. Pathogens humans haven't encountered in over 50,000 years. We don't know what they are. We don't know how deadly they might be. And worst of all, we have no immunity. The Siberian craters were once a mystery, something that seemed impossible. But now we know the truth. They're a symptom of something much bigger. They're a visible sign of the Arctic's deep thaw. But beneath the surface, invisible threats like ancient viruses and runaway methane could make the coming decades even more dangerous than we realize. And this is just the beginning. Scientists believe we've only scratched the surface of what's hidden in the permafrost. The ground beneath us is changing, releasing gases that could change our climate and microbes that could change our health. The craters are a warning, not just of what's happening now, but what might be coming next. If we've already seen the Earth tear itself open once, what else is about to wake up? If you love uncovering the strangest, most mind-blowing facts, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Leave other facts I should cover in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.